Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6 a.m.
Now on News 6 Mornings, a historic storm bringing record-breaking snowfall to parts of Florida.
Here in our area, many spots seeing rain in Marion County, and officials are taking precautions in case temperatures dip below freezing.
We're paying attention to local bridges and things like that have a potential to ice.
We've got live coverage to help you get results. Good morning on your Wednesday at 6 a.m. I'm Crystal Moyer.
And I'm Bridget Ellison. Trooper Steve is out on the roads in Results One. We'll check in with him soon. First, though, Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos here with the latest on this wintry mix across Florida.
Yeah, the good news is road temperatures are still above freezing. Air temperatures are just above freezing, and most of the rain that we're seeing in Marion County has pushed off. So it looks like that threat of those icy roadways in Marion County continue to go down. So that's certainly some good news, because at the end of the day, either we get a whole lot of snow or just rain. I don't want that ice. That ice is the scary stuff. All right, let's look at those temperatures into the afternoon. We're going to be back into those low 50s, but right now it is a winter alert morning. Not the entire day, but still it's going to be chilly. We have winter weather advisories in Marion County. That's just bonkers right off the bat. We do have cold weather advisories for pretty much everywhere else. This has nothing to do with the rain. This has to do with those temperatures. Those wind gusts picking up about 30 miles per hour is making it feel even colder. Radar right now, notice Marion County, which was the big concern for some sleet earlier today. We did have some of that picked up on the radar around 4:30 this morning. That has shifted into mostly rain from Palm Coast all the way through Brevard County right now. That light, misty, beneficial rain at the end of the day. Winter weather advisory for Marion County, but it also extends up through the St. Johns area through Palatka as well. Now, actual temperatures are above freezing, but when you factor in the wind, it feels like 31 in Marion County. It feels like near freezing right now in the City Beautiful, feeling like 33 degrees and 39 in Volusia County, which is why we do have this cold weather advisory because of that wind chill, feeling like those 20s and 30s for the next few hours. Kind of whiting out the view, though, we have a big blast of Arctic air. That still needs to make its way into Central Florida. As it does so, temperatures today are going to struggle to get out of the 40s, but even colder weather can be expected later on this week. We'll have more details on everything you need to know and when we can have a little bit of the 70s back into the forecast. I'm waiting for it. I'm ready to thaw out. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your pinpoint traffic. I bet you got your seat warmers on right now.
At level 2. Yes, I sure do. Results 1 reading 36 degrees. We're northbound 441 right now out here in, where am I at? I'm in Lady Lake this morning. 441/27. Things nice and smooth here. We're going to make our way towards the villages and then just hang out in South Marion. But like Candace has said, thank goodness things are looking. We're not going to see much conditions when it comes to that wintry ice. But the roadways are still slick, and the conditions are still wet out here, so please make sure you're paying attention. Looks like I'm coming up here on either a crash or some type of police response. 27 at Water Oak Boulevard, so just be careful anytime that you see those flashing lights out here on the side of the road. Make sure you're moving over, and if you're not, slow down 20 miles underneath the posted speed limit. Guys, back to you.
It's all about safety. Thanks, Steve. As we've been telling you, Florida is getting hit right now with a history-making winter storm.
And snowfall records have been shattered in parts of the Panhandle. Here's a live look at I-10 now, where a 65-mile stretch of the interstate's closed because of snow and ice risks. And it's not over. News 6's Angie Casada is monitoring overnight developments with all of this serious weather to our north.
Yeah, guys, that's right. As cool as the record-breaking snowfall is, there's still some hazardous conditions. This rare winter weather is shutting down roads, closing schools, and has left many people stunned. Now, Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency and activated the National Guard. With freezing temperatures expected to continue, he's urging everyone in North Florida to stay safe and indoors if you can. Angie Casada getting results, News 6.
Thank you, Angie. Right now, Marion County is under a winter weather advisory. There were concerns overnight the area could see sleet and freezing rain from the system. That had officials taking precautions. Team coverage continuing now with News 6's Mark Lehman live there in Marion County now. And Mark, how's it going?
Well, it's definitely been cold. I told you last hour, the entire drive up here, we saw a constant rain. It actually let up within the last 45 minutes or so. There was the possibility of sleet because of the cold temperatures here in Marion County. This is what we're looking at right now. This is the News 6 Pinpoint Weather app. It is 35 degrees at this point here where we're at in Marion County, but it's expected to drop a few degrees, even below freezing over the next couple of hours or so. Now, black ice is a thin layer of ice that can form on the road and is especially dangerous because it's very difficult to see. And while deputies are out on the lookout for that, the latest update from them is that there are no bridge closures at this time, but things are being monitored. Now, the main thing they're urging is caution for anyone out driving on the roads, as that winter weather advisory remains in effect until 10 this morning. For now, reporting live in North Marion County, Mark Lehman, getting results, News 6.
Try to stay warm out there, Mark. Thanks. Florida's certainly not alone with this storm. A state of emergency is also in effect in nearly 40 counties in Alabama. The city of Mobile shattered its all-time snowfall record as of last night, with the snow making it nearly impossible to travel in some spots. Louisiana was also hit hard. New Orleans saw its first measurable snowfall since 2009. The city hired a company out of Indiana to help clear the streets, but warns some of those areas won't be plowed until tomorrow.
And the winter storms forced the shutdown of several major airports across the state. Jacksonville International closed last night and is expected to reopen at noon. It's the same situation at Tallahassee International. Pensacola International also closed right now, but has not said when it will reopen. While Orlando International Airport is open, all those closures, of course, trickling down, impacting flights. We checked so far this morning, nearly 24 cancellations, with that number expected to build. And when the weather gets bad, make sure you have the News 6 weather app. It's free to download, and you can pinpoint conditions right down to your neighborhood, as well as get alerts about advisories or warnings that are popping up. Search WKMG in your app store. The city of Ocala has terminated its contract with the company behind a drone show that left an Orlando boy badly injured. The council voted unanimously last night to end the agreement to have Sky Elements put on a drone show for the 4th of July. It's the same company that was operating this show at Lake Eola last month when some drones collided during the event and hit a young boy. A preliminary report by federal investigators found several of those drones had not been getting data up until 5 minutes before showtime. Sky Elements says it has made safety changes.
All right, let's get back over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. In today's Weather Alert Day, you've been keeping track of our northern counties, too, and things are improving a bit there.
Yeah, we are slowly starting to see conditions drying from west to east, so certainly some good news that cold air continues to feed in behind it. But we are still tracking plenty of sleet across our northern counties there into Jacksonville. Locally here, it's just beneficial rain that we've been able to rack up. So let's kind of do a quick little recap of what happened yesterday. Look at the snowfall reports. Officially, the record is now 8.8 inches in Milton. Originally, it was only 4 inches set back in the 50s. Pensacola saw over 7.5 inches of snowfall. Even Destin, right along the beaches there, had sand and then snow right on top of it, with just under about 3 inches of snowfall. So compared to, let's say, New York City, for instance, in Milton, Florida, we've seen more snow in one day than New York City has seen all winter long, like a lot more than about 2 inches there compared to New York. A little further south, we didn't get a snow day. We got a whole lot of a rain day in the forecast yesterday. We were able to rack up about 1/2 inch, about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. And it was that steady, non-severe weather, rainy day that certainly is going to be beneficial to kind of putting a little bit of a dent into our drought concerns. All right, now this is what we're dealing with right now out the door. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, although with that wind chill in place, it feels even colder, feeling like near freezing across a big portion of central Florida. But look at our highs today, 48 degrees. That's as hot as it's going to get today. We'll have more details on even colder weather by the weekend before things start to warm up. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your pinpoint traffic on another chilly, wet, soggy Wednesday.
It makes me think of that reel that Crystal had put together just yesterday of us all trying to say wet roadways leading into our Wednesday, and that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. Walking into or driving into the Villages right now this morning. Things are nice and smooth out here. There are no major problems, but the roadways are going to be nasty today, so people need to make sure that you're paying attention. When it comes to our northern portions, nice and clear, even west Lake County, Mascot, Groveland, places like that. But how are the attractions? Are busy normal portions of the day looking? Well, it's starting to build up pretty quickly, especially along the turnpike out here towards Claremont. So please make sure you're paying attention. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Trooper Steve. 6:11, one of President Trump's first acts after taking office facing legal challenges.
Coming up, the nearly 24 states suing to stop the end of birthright citizenship in the U.S.
And now it's time for your cyber tip of the week, sponsored by ThreatLocker. Block untrusted software, including ransomware. Hey, we want to make the news easier for you. The can't miss keeps you in the loop kind of news and weather info that keeps your family safe. Download the News 6 app and start streaming now.
A weather alert day across Central Florida. We're dealing with some cold rain while northern parts of the state are waking up to record snowfall. Candace's full pinpoint forecast is coming up in less than 3 minutes.
A crime alert in Orange County after a U.S. postal worker was robbed while delivering mail. Now rewards being offered to find the 2 men responsible. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service issued an alert yesterday. They say the carrier was working at the Crown Point Apartments in Ocoee last Tuesday morning when the 2 men pictured here robbed the worker. They also shared a photo of a silver sedan. A $150,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest.
It's not something we normally see here in the Sunshine State. Take a look. The Florida Highway Patrol posted this picture yesterday showing one of its trucks in Pensacola parked next to a Welcome to Florida sign. As you notice there, it's covered in snow. Look at that. And take a look at how one of their canines reacted when he got a chance to see the snow. This is Canine Z, whose handler is Trooper Davis, and he is just having so much fun in that snow.
We all would have looked like that if you would have given us the opportunity to do that. Like, you know, if you would have had all that snow out there, we would have been just like,
I'll be inside looking out the window waving.
Really? Just don't use that snow for making the ice cream.
Yeah. Very interesting. Do you know that snow is not white? And I'm not talking about yellow snow.
More.
I'm not telling yellow snow. But white is snow is actually clear. But when the sun hits it, your eyes see all the colors, which in turn is white.
Wow.
To the naked eye.
Candace explains.
I actually do have a Candace Explains for social coming up on why snow is not
The
white.
raindrop one was really cool, which is all we're getting.
That raindrops are not in the shape of teardrops. They're actually in the shape of hamburger buns. I've got a lot more in my back pocket. I'm just saying. All right, let's look at the weather forecast. The rain, all the little hamburger buns that are falling this morning are going to be on its way out throughout the afternoon. It is going to be chilly, though. Temperatures for the majority of Central Florida will be staying in the 40s through most of the day. Could get into those low 50s if you're lucky, as far south as about Orlando. A touch warmer, if you want to call it warmer, along our coastline. Then as we head into the latter part of the week, the sunshine will return. It will stay cold, although do need to let you know we're having another pulse of cold air that's going to be arriving by the weekend. Could be bringing temperatures to some of the coldest air we've seen so far this season. Like, we haven't had enough, right? And then into next week, we'll start to finally thaw out. Temperatures will be back into those 70s. Right now, all of the precip that we're seeing right now on the radar is just beneficial rain at this point in time, but it's coming in with cold, windy conditions, so it's not ideal. So if the kids for some reason have to be at the bus stop, make sure that they are prepared for the cold and the rain, the combination of the two, as that will continue for the next few hours. Temperatures out the door, we're all above that freezing point this morning. We're at 35 in Ocala and the Villages, low 40s in Orlando. But because we have also a very strong north breeze in place, hence why we have this cold weather advisory, the wind chill, that is going to stay in place with feels like temperatures in the 20s and 30s. That's exactly what we're seeing right now, feeling like near freezing from Ocala all the way southward towards Orlando, feeling like 33. So the majority of Central Florida will start to dry out after about 8, 9 o'clock. Again, there will be a low chance of seeing a little bit more of that wintry mix across Marion County this morning, and then the skies will, at least the weather will clear. The skies will stay overcast throughout the majority of the day, hence why temperatures are going to take a lot of work to actually get back into the 50s today. Now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your Wednesday.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
52, that is our high today, and we're going to continue to see rain chances drop off a bit down to only about 20%. Later on tonight, we'll be down into those 30s and 40s, but we are looking at some colder air that's going to be pushing in by early Saturday morning. Now, what does that mean for us? We have about a 40% chance of actually seeing freezing temperatures in Orlando come Saturday morning. As of now, the official forecast is at 37. Again, this is Saturday morning, where areas in Marion County could actually be staying in the 20s overnight. And then once we get that one real chilly night Saturday morning, get back into those 70s. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your pinpoint traffic.
Wasn't K9Z having the best time of his life? My buddy Davis and I went to the academy. He sent me that video the other day. The Villages. I am out here right now, and you guys are awake. I've had 2 viewers already come find me. I'm cruising around the Village area right now in your town center. But when it comes to traffic, things nice and clear now. Southbound Turnpike all clear by State Road 408 and 429 through the Ocoee area. But just because it's snowing doesn't mean it's a holiday. So take it nice and easy, please. Eastbound lanes of I-4 starting to see those delays in the Champions Gate area this morning. Bumper to bumper traffic with the rain. So no crash out there just yet, but we already know how things goes. Guys, back to you.
That's right. Thanks, Trooper Steve. The time is now 6:21. An out-of-this-world resort now open near the tourist district.
At the bottom of the hour, what guests can expect from Universal's Stella Nova.
This portion of the news is sponsored by the Flooring Center. Subscribe to News 6's Strange Florida newsletter at clickorlando.com/newsletters. Breaking news, traffic. When you need to know what's going on in your neighborhood, trust Sky 6 to get the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
It's 6:25 now, and this morning's health headlines: new progress in the fight to prevent dementia. Researchers say common medications may be the answer to reducing a person's risk of memory loss. So a recent study by the University of Cambridge found certain antibiotics, vaccinations, and anti-inflammatory drugs can be used to treat dementia. That supports the idea that the condition's triggered by viral or bacterial infections, and experts say the findings could mean existing drugs could be repurposed in the future to treat dementia. Still to come on News 6 Morning's live team coverage of the winter weather continues.
Yeah, the Sunshine State seeing record snowfall in the Panhandle and icy conditions to the north. Candace's full forecast is straight ahead.
For the big News 6 Inside
Oh my
winner.
gosh, I just started my own business, so this is also really going to help.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results.
Parts of Central Florida waking up to record-breaking snow, shutting down a major interstate and leading to a warning from the governor.
When you are in these icy conditions, there's a lot that can go wrong.
For our area, rain and chilly temps, and we have team coverage to help you plan your day. Thanks for staying with us on your Wednesday. I'm Bridget Ellison.
And I'm Crystal Moyer. We want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. And Candace, this was just as predicted when it comes to the dangers from the system.
Oh, absolutely. We saw 4 to 8 inches of snowfall in the Panhandle, and for a brief couple of minutes, we did have kind of a wintry mix in Marion County around 4:30 this morning, but all of that has all transitioned into rain as temperatures are still hovering just above freezing in pretty much all of Central Florida right now. Those scattered showers are just kind of ending that kind of tail end of all that moisture, just approaching I-4, and will continue to clear out by about 8-9 o'clock this morning. It's cold, but it's also windy, meaning the wind chill. That's what really matters right now, and it feels like 30 to 32 degrees throughout our northwestern zones, feeling close to near freezing up and down I-4. It's feeling like 35 right now in Daytona Beach. Cold weather advisories remain in effect, so as the kids are heading out the door this morning, making sure that they have several layers. They will need it throughout the rest of the day, but making sure that they also have a rain gear or an umbrella on top of it just throughout the morning hours. We'll have more details on even colder weather before we start to warm things up coming up in just a little bit. Now let's check on those roadways. He probably has a lot of layers on right now. Trooper Steve, he's got your pinpoint traffic.
I tell you what, Chief, I'm actually really comfortable right now. Seat warmers are on. I'm hanging out in Results One. Great technology here, but we do have a crash that just came out a second ago. This is going to be off of Balcomie and Weatherby in South Orange County, our South Chase area. They're labeling this with roadblock both east and westbound and north and south within that intersection. So please be careful. Very busy residential and business area, plus some schools within that just east of there. So again, roadblock reported out Balcomie and Weatherby. Guys, back to you.
All right, Steve, thanks. And while those roads are wet in Central Florida, parts of the state waking up with record-breaking snowfall.
And right now, a 65-mile stretch of I-10 is closed in the Panhandle, and state officials are warning it will take some time to clean all of this up. News 6's Angie Casada is following the latest, and Angie, it's still coming down in many areas right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be that way for a few more hours. Right now, roads are closed, schools are closed, and many Florida residents are witnessing snow for the very first time.
All right, Angie, thanks. And closer to home, that winter weather advisory for Marion County caused some leaders to take precautions. We have team coverage on the conditions. News 6's Mark Lehman live near I-75. And how's everyone preparing there?
Well, the main focus for sheriff's deputies has been out on the roads and watching out for dangerous conditions like ice forming on the surface. Now, all morning long, we've been seeing some light rain on and off. It's picked back up a little bit, sort of beginning to misting right now. And there was the possibility for sleet earlier this morning because of the cold temperatures. We've been watching the Pinpoint weather app all morning long. We've actually crept up a degree to 36 degrees, but it still could drop another few degrees over the next couple of hours. Now,
Mark, thanks. About 40 million people across the South in the path of this storm, including Georgia, where some spots picked up snowfall totals they have not seen the likes of in 40 years. The bad weather also impacting hundreds of flights at the airport in Atlanta. And parts of Texas saw record-breaking snow. Big worry there now is the ice as the temperatures have dropped. Houston's mayor urging people to stay off the roads if possible.
And this winter storm isn't just affecting Florida's roads, but also the blood supply. One Blood is urging people who are able to get out and donate if they can safely. To find out how, just visit oneblood.org. And don't forget to also download our free Pinpoint weather app, so you know the weather conditions when you're headed out. It's free to download. Just search WKMG in your app store.
Today, family and friends plan to remember the life of an 8-year-old boy killed in a dog attack. Michael Paul Millett III died earlier this month after 2 dogs attacked him near his home in DeLand. The sheriff's office says the dogs live at a home nearby that's not fully fenced. Investigators are now working to have the dogs euthanized, which the family is also advocating for. Tonight, family and friends will honor Michael's life at a memorial. The gathering will start at 6 at Northwest Square on North Clara Avenue in DeLand. And as we get back to that forecast, Candace, this has been what you said, a weather alert morning for us.
Exactly, a weather alert morning. We did have a little bit, about a 15-minute spread around 4:30 this morning that had a bit of a wintry mix in Marion County. But notice we are really starting to dry things out pretty quickly from northwest to the southeast. So right now, kind of that tail end of all that moisture lining up right along I-4 will continue to clear out. So improving conditions, not as soggy as yesterday, but still downright chilly this morning and again into this afternoon. Temperatures out the door right now. We're still above freezing everywhere across Central Florida. Technically, this is not even the coldest weather we've seen this season. But when you add the rain, you add the wind, it certainly kind of cuts in and really shaves off those feels-like temperatures. 40 in Sanford right now. Even right now in southern Brevard County, you guys are mild compared to the rest in the low 50s. We have those strong wind gusts, although I know for the most part we're not really expecting anybody really enjoying the beaches today, but we do have a high surf advisory as well as a small craft advisory in effect throughout the majority of the afternoon. We'll have more details and even colder weather expected by the weekend coming up. Now let's check on those roadways. He is sitting nice and warm in Results One. We got Trooper Steve watching those roads.
You know, you brought it up. Nice and warm. Just grab some breakfast. If you guys are getting ready to hit the road, roadways are okay when it comes to your major portions, but we are watching our first kind of serious crash of the morning. There is some roadblock reported in South Orange County along Weatherby and Balcomie Road, so please be careful headed east and westbound out there. And then the delays are kind of hit and miss here and there along 417 towards Narcoossee. No crashes in the Lake Nona area, so things are are pretty much up to speed and fairly routine. You just need to be careful. Now, today out on patrol, we will be streaming, doing some safety tips as you're out and about today. So join us over at clickorlando.com at 10 a.m. Guys, back to you.
All right, see you then, Steve. A way to experience the magic of Central Florida's theme park before it officially opens.
Coming up, how Universal Studios' newest resort is taking you out of this world. First, though, President Trump sweeps the slate clean for January 6th rioters. How this controversial move is impacting those previously charged here in Central Florida.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage plans. The new 6 Plus app is available on your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and Android TV streaming devices. Download today.
We're keeping you updated on a winter weather alert day across Central Florida. A cold rain coming down now in many spots, and Candace will be back in just minutes to break down what you should know in your full forecast. Meanwhile, just one day after President Trump took the oath, several other Floridians began their first days in new jobs. Former Florida Senator Marco Rubio sworn in as the new Secretary of State. He was President Trump's first cabinet nominee confirmed, which means his former spot needed to be filled. So Ashley Moody traded in her Attorney General title to become the next Florida Senator. And Vice President J.D. Vance conducted the swearing in. Universal Orlando's newest addition, the Stella Nova Resort, officially open now, a cosmic-themed hotel with 750 rooms with space station-styled windows. It's located near Epic Universe theme park, which is expected to open May of this year.
And the rare snowstorm hitting the Gulf states brought unexpected joy to first responders in Houston. Take a look. They took a bit of a break from their usual duties to enjoy a snowball fight. The sight of snow in the city turned into a playground for these heroes who usually face some high-stress situations. And it looks like they had quite a good time out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just so much fun to see people who are not used to the snow get to enjoy the snow right outside their door, you know?
Yeah, it's something that, we may take for granted, or people up north who see it all the time take for granted.
Yeah, something about that brings out the inner child, right?
It really does. Kind of just want to frolic out there. But like you said, it'd be nice to get some snow here, but it needs to be like a once in a while.
Once in a while.
This is, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is my slow season.
With hurricane season.
Yeah, please
get a break.
Please, this is my break. Don't bring in some snow and craziness over here this time of the year. All right, let's talk about your weather forecast. At the end of the day, what we forecasted verified down to the T, even as far south as Marion County, where we did technically get a little bit of reports of some freezing rain, sleet mixed into some of that rain about 4:30 this morning. But because the grounds were never dipped below freezing, the road temperatures stayed pretty much in the upper 30s. None of it actually accumulated down to the ground. So later on today, the clouds will linger, the rain will push out, but temperatures, they're going to be in the 40s most of the day. Some of our inland zones could actually get into the low 50s if you're lucky this afternoon. But then as we head into the weekend, really come by Sunday, Monday next week, it looks like we're finally going to start on a warming trend. Looking here at the radar, we are starting to dry things out. A couple more spotty showers being picked up right now in areas of Lake and Sumter County. The bulk of the rain, though, lining up along I-4 and to the south and east. It is going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It's going to be rainy for the next few hours. So really dreary conditions this morning. But again, we are going to improve. Wind chill right now, when you factor in the cold temperatures and that strong north breeze right now, it feels like 32 in Ocala, feeling like 34 in San through Orlando. So making sure as you're heading out the door, not only are you prepared for the chilly morning today, the rain this morning, but even the cold conditions expected into the afternoon. Cold weather advisories remain in effect pretty much area-wide, not because of the rain, but because of those feels-like temperatures. Clouds and rain forecast continues to show another slight potential of a little bit of sleet on the tail end of all that moisture. And then as that cold air rushes in, we will start to see those skies start to clear gradually throughout the day. A lot more sunshine returns on Tuesday afternoon after we get a couple more scattered showers out of here. Now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Your forecast is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage plans.
20% chance of rain into the afternoon. A high, though, low 50s. And you can see that rain chance really drops off significantly between about lunchtime hour. Then as we head into Thursday, a couple scattered showers can't be ruled out as another weak little pulse of cold air pushes through. But as it does so, we're talking about temperatures dropping even further come Saturday morning. We could be waking up Actual temperatures in the 20s and 30s. But I'm telling you, we're going to be warming up fast into early next week. But again, we got a couple chilly days in store. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your pinpoint traffic.
All right, guys. So the biggest thing I wanted to at least get out there this morning, hydroplaning. Hydroplaning is going to be a big deal over the next several hours, probably through the rest of the day. So obviously it's when your vehicle tires begin to lose some traction out there. The lower the speed that you're at, the better chance you have of avoiding any type of hydroplaning. So that's why you want to slow your speed. So if it's 45 and a 45, maybe you should be doing 40 out there. Anytime you begin to lose control, make sure that you're not trying to overcorrect it and you begin to steer with the roadway. Same thing applies with the ice out there. Still watching that crash off of Balcomie and Weatherby. Outside of that, your drive times are on the increase this morning along I-4. Guys, back to you.
Great advice. Thanks, Trooper Steve. We are hitting the road again next month, this time to Ormond Beach. But before we cover the community, we want to know what you want us to look into. Send us any story ideas you have. Just go to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad.
Parts of the state digging out from record-breaking snowfall. An update on who is seeing the worst of the weather next as we check our big stories.
Discover the magic of color at Crayola Experience, Orlando's most colorful hands-on family attraction.
Whoa, what is happening?
We're packing up our newscast and taking it on the road. So let's go.
Every month, we're broadcasting from a different community.
Want us to come to your neighborhood?
Go to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad and tell us where to go next.
It's 6:53. Let's check our big story, starting with Candace and that cold rain coming down right now across parts of Central Florida.
And it's all pretty much rain at this point in time. We had a quick couple minutes where it was kind of a mix in Marion County, but we're going to continue to see a lot of that rain push out. In the meantime, not only is it rainy, it's windy, it's cold, feels like temperatures feeling close to near freezing across our inland zones. Now into the afternoon, notice our highs will only be staying in the 50s. We're going to continue to stay chilly throughout the rest of the week before we warm up. Angie.
Candace, parts of the Florida Panhandle are digging out this morning after seeing record snowfall from the storm. Now, Panama City got nearly 9 inches of snow in just a matter of hours. It's caused the shutdown of a 65-mile stretch of Interstate 10, along with a number of power outages. Governor DeSantis said yesterday Florida is ready to respond, but also warned clearing roads will take some time and urged people in the Panhandle to stay at home if at all possible. Mark.
Marion County remains under a winter weather advisory right now because of this system. Now, there were concerns that if the temperatures dropped quickly enough overnight, parts of the county could have seen sleet and even had bridges freeze over. At this point, there are no reports of any major issues. It is still, however, very cold out, and because of that, the school district has canceled all outdoor after-school activities for both today and tomorrow. Bridget?
And Mark, today's the deadline to submit feedback on plans for a permanent memorial at the Pulse nightclub. A committee is hoping to get a final plan to Orlando city leaders in the next several weeks.
And the city of Ocala has ended its contract for a 4th of July drone show. The deal was with Sky Elements, the same company that put on a show at Lake Eola last month when something went wrong and a young boy was badly hurt.
And join us at 7:30 on News 6 Plus app for your smart TV for Breakfast with Bridget. We'll have the latest updates on your big weather stories and more. We even have a live interview with a local woman chosen to be a Westminster Kennel Club dog show judge. Ooh. Yeah, so that's coming up at 7:30. Steve?
Well, roadways are still wet out here, so you need to make sure you are paying attention, please. There is that crash off of Weatherby and Balcomie, but outside of that, drive times are about average, even for the weather conditions right now. And then 408, nice and smooth east and westbound. Guys, back to you.
All right, be safe, and thanks for joining us. We break news on clickorlando.com.
You can also find all of our stories and podcasts on our News 6 Plus app for your TV.
CBS Mornings is up next. Have a good one.
I found this site on Click Orlando. There are so many people in need. We each need to reach out and do something kind.